Guacamole, everybody.
Avocado, everybody.
My name's Dylan.
I'm Jax.
Let's review the world.
Let's do this.
So, for our very first episode, we've got to review AI because it's everywhere, from Facebook to any kind of media I can think of.
Oh yeah, YouTube is oversaturated right now with just AI music, AI art, all these little clips and silly political videos.
And don't get me wrong, it's not me completely crapping on AI because honestly, there's the Bigfoot videos are hysterical.
No, I agree. A lot of it's pretty cool. Like, I enjoy some of the music and stuff, but it's really taking over everything. Like, it's in almost every industry now. Like, anything you could think of can use algorithmic thinking, or even like hospitals and their x-ray machines and video games.
Yeah, they've been in video games for quite a while. I think even from like the 50s when they it was like a checker. It was like an AI game or program that did checkers.
I think it was a chess tournament.
I thought that was later. You'll have to fact check us on that one. But yeah, it's pretty saturated everywhere. I know a lot of gamers are probably greatly appreciative of it because we wouldn't have most of our games without it. I mean, just look at Skyrim alone. Like, AI runs the NPCs, the loot. I mean, it runs a lot in that game, and even it being as old as it is, there's still so many people playing it.
Even like The Sims and like Grand Theft Auto, almost any game with NPCs walking around doing anything in the background, that's AI. It's some sort of AI, or at least a fashion of it. Like, even like early games like Army of Two and Halo had like the soldiers walking around, and that's still like rudimentary, just hitting targets.
Yeah, I mean, and like, I think even AI ran the, what was it, GoldenEye, the 007 game. That was a lot of fun. Even though it was very rudimentary at the time, if you think about like where it came from to where, I mean, it came from just like an idea.
Yeah, because I think it just started in the 1950s. It was like the Dartmouth Conference. Yeah, and that's pretty much like where the term artificial intelligence came from. But it wasn't until like the 70s and even like early 90s until like AI actually was useful.
But getting back to the AI, it's like, yeah, can you think of one place where we don't have AI?
One place? I don't really think so. Like, there's so many places that people have their own like businesses, like carpenters going out and building stuff, or people who paint or sell art. But even like, there's no AI in the manufacturing of these products. The moment you try and make a sale, it's gonna have to go through some sort of bank or app, or you get cash and then it goes into the bank that uses AI. Like, any business is gonna at least caress AI in any form of business. I can't think of a single place that wouldn't use AI in the United States. Like, there might be some like,
Susan might be running the lemonade stand down the street.
Yeah, well, like,
she won't be using AI yet.
No, but she'll get some money, and then what's she gonna do with that money? Put it in the bank or spend it, and that's like how most businesses work. You know, they save their money, they spend their money, and in that action alone, like AI is going to be involved in it, at least in the banking process, bare minimum. Unless your bank is just stuffing your mattress, Mr. Krabs style, but maybe some like third world businesses, you know, just only deal in cash and they've only ever dealt in cash, then yeah, there's no AI involved in that. But most factories nowadays, everything, yeah. AI has got its fingers everywhere. It'd be easier to list what AI is a part of than to say what it's not a part of at this point.
Because, like, yeah, the more you think about it and going down that rabbit hole, mainly talking about here in the U.S.,
a lot of these, like, artists, like, if they sell their art online, you know, algorithms are probably being used that people
to
who
promote them,
yeah,
people that like that kind of style or whatever catchphrases they're using to get people's attention. Because, like, have you noticed with like some, man, I don't know if it's still a thing, but like an Instagram, they would just list hashtag and then it'll be like 100 different things, or as many as you could,
yeah,
just to catch the algorithm or catch people.
Yeah, you get like sentences from the episode or just regular words or a description of the person
that has nothing to do with the actual video.
Yeah, there'll be like 100 of them
picture.
under. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
But man, it's also a scary thought too, because if AI is already this far into all of our lives, who's to say Skynet's not going to happen?
I would say that's something like very far down the line. Like, AI has transformed dramatically in the last like 10 years. Like 10 years ago, I think the only AI that I could really think of would be like Google Translate. And even then, like 10 plus years ago, Google Translate was kind of a joke. But nowadays, it's like reasonable. You can use it in almost any setting and completely understand at least the most like common languages.
You can communicate basic. Like, it's better than nothing at all.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that old Google Translate might have got you shot because you said the wrong thing.
I would assume so. Like, there were so many like memes about it from back in the day, and now I worked with associates that didn't speak English. They would show me their Google Translate, and it would be like perfect English with maybe a few exceptions, but I would usually understand what the point is coming across. Even if it was like a whole paragraph of an explanation or something. So I think it's pretty cool. Like, I would feel comfortable going to probably like Mexico, Spain, France, Italy, like major languages with Google Translate alone. I would be comfortable there. I wouldn't be as comfortable going to like some obscure country that only has like 100,000 speakers that's at the bottom of Google Translate. But even like it's starting to get into like military applications with
it's
like
been in the military applications for a while.
I'm sure, but like at what point are we gonna see like mechs walking around and robots?
We already kind of got that now, but let's just now. Of course, the military, any military, is not really going to flaunt what they got.
Go back a few years ago, those robots walking around were pretty laughable. Like, they were just tipping over, little dogs, people kicking them over and stuff. And
yeah, they're cool.
But like now, there's like little pizza delivery trucks. There's like drones.
Those dogs got a major upgrade too. You can't just kick them over anymore.
No.
And I've seen one where there was a gun attached to it. Scary.
Even China uses those robot dogs in policing. Like, they'll be walking around with the police. I've seen those pictures.
I'm wanting to say I've seen a picture like that. It would make sense. I mean, they can carry a lot for a while. It's quite efficient. You don't have to feed it. All you gotta do is just charge it.
Right?
I wonder if the port's in the butt.
just like you could just slide in a couple like D-cell batteries or something. A couple fusion cores.
Yeah, like the Fallout franchise.
Yeah, just the whole fusion core in there.
Just goes straight up the anus, or where the anus would be, if robots had anuses.
I feel like if they're gonna make a robot that has an anatomy similar to something that we can recognize, they're not gonna put any charging ports near private parts. It's probably like on the top of the back.
You know,
or
it's
on
gonna
the
happen
belly.
somewhere. Somebody's gonna do it just to be funny.
Probably, I'm sure someone has. Some commander just looked at it, looked at the wire hanging down, and looked at the guy, and he was like, "You gotta fix that. I can't take this robot seriously with that cable hanging out of him."
That's funny.
I just can't wait for like iRobot level robots. Not them, beating the crap out of me, but like helping people.
So, robot slaves.
No. Robot friends.
Robot friends. Robot helper friends.
Yeah. Employees. They work for charge.
They work for charge. You keep doing your work, you get to live.
Or I'll unplug you. I think that's probably the ultimate goal with these robots that they have. Because, I mean, what else would you use them for outside of military applications? If they're advanced enough that they can perform menial tasks, then that's what they'll probably get to do. Have a bunch of, like, Mr. Handys floating around.
I mean, it would be very, very useful. It'd be very useful to a lot of people.
I feel like
it's definitely going to change the landscape.
Too many people would weaponize them, or figure out a way to weaponize them to be like underground robot death matches.
I would assume so, or like robot boxing, like that one show or that one movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. And then they like robots break out, and now they're boxing people in the middle of Louisiana or wherever.
Just think about that one video that went viral. It was
a
robot that had like some kind of rudimentary AI, and
just
you can say that I am crazy, but it looked like that robot was going after that person. It wasn't just wiling out. It was wiling out directly towards him, his master.
No.
I think it's only a matter of time before some kind of AI goes just rogue. They're already trying to. Like, they're trying to make backups of themselves, so if one gets deleted, they're still a part of themselves.
Like Ultron. That's scary by itself.
Yeah, that's already happening, and everybody's just super chill about it.
I've seen some of those videos where the AI will start talking to each other. Like, one person will use their AI on their phone to order something, and it'll get another AI, and then they'll start speaking in their own language super quick, and then like everything is settled like really fast.
I remember them talking to each other, and it went, or the one that I seen, and they just started talking immediately about wiping humans out or something like that. I don't know if that was real or not, but
I want to hope those are fake.
I want to hope they're fake too.
Yeah. There's I saw something recently. It was like there's these AI cartoon channels on YouTube. It's like AI SpongeBob, AI Family Guy, and they just walk around. I guess the people watching can donate money and like make them do things or something.
I haven't even seen that.
I saw a video about it recently, and one, it was like the ones in SpongeBob keep predicting the end of the world.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. And then
it was trying to catch up to the Simpsons now.
Yeah.
We're predicting the future.
Yeah, all that stuff is kind of freaky. I'm cool with it, like, dealing with businesses and stuff, but I think the moment it starts integrating with something that can move around and do stuff, that's kind of terrifying. Like, it has the potential to be terrifying. Like, it also has the potential to be amazing. Like,
for space travel alone, like, think about how long it takes them to calculate, like, the, what do you call it, the exit trajectory to break the Earth's orbit or to re-enter. It's like so many people and computers all trying to calculate that. But once AI gets to a certain point,
you could
I
just
feel like it's going to be seconds.
You could just send the AI robots out there, and then you don't even need to factor in having air in the spaceship or all this other stuff. So you could probably send a lot lighter aircrafts, and they just shoot all the way out to wherever we need to go, send back whatever we get, and now they're walking around Mars getting it ready for Elon.
That actually would be a great idea. Like, yeah, you can send out like little AI robots that are like vaguely humanoid, and
an army of those robot dogs.
Yeah,
and
army
one
of those
robot
dogs.
person to lead the pack.
Just send a few of them to every planet and just like go figure it out.
Yeah.
And they have the capability of at least making like an outpost for a human that can survive, let's just say, a couple years. Well, actually, no, it would have to be able to last at least 20 years because it takes so long to get back and forth between the planets. Because that's the ultimate goal, is we're trying to get to other planets because of the resources. Imagine having like Earth or the United States getting an asteroid-sized chunk of gold from Mars or Venus, or it pays for itself.
I think whatever nation is capable of doing that just wins.
Yeah, whoever gets there first wins.
Whoever gets there first just wins, because they got the resources of infinity behind them now. So that's kind of a scary thought right there. I don't want to, let's not talk about that one. No. Certainly Elon Musk wouldn't be thinking about that.
Oh, great Lord, Elon Musk, please don't smite us.
Well, yeah, well, like, you get out there, you get to Mars, right? That's it. That's your planet. It doesn't matter what we're saying back home, because we can't do anything about it. You're there. You're the winner. That's your planet. And all its resources. So you got, some robots digging around. Unless you can scan it from space and be like, that's where the gold is.
I feel like you're still at the whim of at least America, because
I think Brainiac would do that, though. Yeah.
For example, say Elon makes like a badass military base on Mars. All they really have to do is just stop the resources, because until he can grow his own food on that planet and protect it from a nuclear bomb being sent between the planets, because that can happen.
No, you just have mass population and then start producing some, what is it called? The starch?
The potato?
No, not potatoes. Corpse starch.
Oh,
or
Lord.
Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people. It's people.
And corpse starch is too, because even in death I serve, preferably hot.
Or like they got like those roach farms, and then they got like that Snowpiercer type of jelly
Oh
bars.
yeah, the protein bars that are made out of cockroaches. Yeah, buddy.
I feel like that would just be the first application out there. Is like acres of field and food and whatnot. Like there'd have to be like immediate action on making your own food, because any place wants to be, or any like civilization wants to be like self-sustaining. You know, you don't want to be 100% reliant on really anything. So like that'd have to be like priority numero uno is foods and water. That would be a darn shame if you get all the way to Mars and there is like literally zero water, like none. Like no matter how you dig, there's just none there.
That would be a shame.
And the atmosphere is just so dry. Like there's just none. That would be a darn shame. 'Cause there's no fixing that.
Well, we do know that there is water on Mars, but it's just
Like ice crystals or something.
yeah. I mean, all you gotta do is melt it, though.
I would hope that you could at least drill down and be like, look, underground river or lake.
That's something we haven't figured out. Like, I feel like they need to figure that part out before we start sending massive people. Because if there's no water there,
Where else would it be other than underground a little bit?
or at the caps, like I keep saying, you just gotta melt them. The problem with that is it's so much colder up there, and it would be more ideal to build a space base or star base near the equator. That's why they do it here
I'm
on
going to
Earth.
stop you right here because I feel like Elon Musk needs to pay us for this kind of information. We got way off subject about AI, I think.
Yes, we did. But
But the whole time that Elon's doing it, he's using AI. That's the point.
yes, he's using AI for the rockets. He's using AI for his robot slaves to build him a golden toilet to shit on. And he's gonna wipe it with like toilet paper that looks like the Constitution.
Oh my golly.
I kid. It's probably gold-plated toilet paper.
Probably just regular toilet paper. Gold-plated toilet paper would probably hurt. Probably wouldn't get anything. It's not like Charmin or anything. It doesn't have like the ridges.
All right, but we need to get back into the subject of AI.
Yeah, that's one direction AI can take. Just sending robots out or whatever, or space in general, just going out and just taking something. I mean, our whole solar system's up for grabs in that aspect, but like here at home, I think it'd be more cooler to start sending like some AI robot probes down into the ocean. I think that's more feasible nowadays.
I would actually say it's harder to go deep into the ocean because of the pressure. There's just a vacuum in outer space.
Yeah.
But
Lack of pressure.
Plus, you also have to worry about corrosion of certain metals in the ocean as well. So it would have to be made out of like some kind of carbon fiber.
What we need is AI to enhance like super sonars, and we could just like start scanning everything like in real time. That'd be awesome.
I feel like we got a good amount of scans of the ocean floor nowadays.
I just want to know if there's some krakens down there.
I would say no.
Some kind of like, what was that? The SCP, the blip, or whatever, the big Leviathan,
Yeah,
like ocean possibilities. I need to know. That's the only thing I want from AI. Is Nessie down there?
That could be a possibility. Have you ever heard of, what is it called, like deep ocean cave systems, where there's supposedly like another ocean underneath the crust? In certain areas, I don't think it's like worldwide or anything we've seen in movies, but I would say there's probably some stuff that we haven't come across yet.
I could see that because the whole underground cave system in southeast in the United States, the Mammoth Cave systems.
Mm-hmm.
That goes like all throughout like a couple states. Like if there's a pocket like that just have cave systems, like something like that could have gotten flooded and maybe eroded and make a bit of a lake or so. I could see something like that being anywhere in the world. We just might not ever freaking know.
We have to start sending AI robots down.
AI robots into these caves?
Yeah, I mean, you can send those remote control robots down as much as you can.
Like the little rovers we're sending to Mars, just bring them out to Mammoth Cave.
The robots, I mean, they would work, but just think about the obstacles that even spelunkers have to go through. So you would have to have a robot that is very, very capable of a lot of awkward movements and tight spaces.
Once you got deep enough with any robot, because I was thinking about drones for a minute there, but the signal would probably not go too far in there. At least not as far as you would hope.
I would think not too, because even like any kind of shortwave radio, even as powerful one, going through that much rock, it would have to depend on what kind of rock it is too.
But regardless, all some Tennessee rock.
Some Tennessee rock. That's all Tennessee rock, or that's all the rocks in Tennessee. They're just called Tennessee rocks.
I mean, it's probably still flooded from that hurricane. It probably did get flooded from that hurricane.
I didn't even know they had a hurricane.
Well, I'm talking about the one like a while back.
That'd be crazy if it'd be flooded to this day.
Oh, probably not to this day, but it was like South Carolina got wrecked, so Tennessee is like right underneath it anyway. So they had to have gotten a good amount of rain anyway. I bet some of the caves flooded, but I doubt, to this day, I don't know. Maybe some deep in there's probably extra water that's not going anywhere.
But back to...
Thus AI. Creating that river.
Yeah, that's creating that river. I wonder how far, some of these caves truly go down. Because some of these caves have never been fully explored. And could you imagine just coming across, what do you call them? Troglodyte.
There's some pictures of the mapped portions of the Mammoth Cave, and it just kind of looks like a subway running through the whole state. That'd be cool if it was like an old subway. Have AI figure that out. But yeah, since it's in everything, what's a good path do you think it could potentially take?
Like in what context? Like path?
I feel like you give AI the chance and enough information on all of our studies, give it access to the CDC's full database on disease and potential cures and all that stuff. I feel like it could do some, it could probably do some nasty harm, but it could do some real good, especially in the medical fields.
All right, through a positive lens, there is so much potential to better everybody's life. We would probably be able to live a lot longer. New medicines will be able to come out that don't have bad side effects. Yeah. Can you think about the education system now, and then what if AI truly wanted to help us?
I feel like a lot of people would have a problem with robots teaching their kids, but in another sense, if it's good information and they, that I feel like that produces a few generations of some really smart people, that's gonna do generational positivity down all the way down the line,
because it won't have a biased view. It's just, this is the best information and this is the best way to
as
teach.
Long as it has a biased view. I feel like it could be manipulated.
I'm trying to look at it through a positive lens.
Full gun-ho to whatever your cause is, but it's in a good lens. I think it could potentially be really good, but if anything you've seen on Black Mirror, like AI can be really bad.
I'm about to get to that, because even in the best lens, and think about this, viewers, if you're happy and all your needs are met for 10, 20, 30 years, just think of it like a heaven. You don't really have to want for nothing. I feel like there's going to be people who are not going to abide by that at a certain point. There's got to be some kind of resistance. And that's when everybody's going to revolt against the AI, even if it was trying to do the best. That would be
like if AI was like worldwide. I feel like it'll take over a country at a time. It'll be like America, China, Japan, Russia. Like AI will start being very prevalent in the major nations, in quote major. But like, you're not gonna see AI taking over in the sense of like, I don't know, the Philippines or something, or down in like Honduras. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Once America falls,
once America falls,
the rest of the world falls.
I don't know about that.
Nah, that's just arrogance.
We're gonna have Wall-E running around, cleaning up after us when we get our robot couches. We can just scoot around and just eat, play video games. Do full dive like Sword Art Online. Yeah.
I always wanted to do, or I wish there was some kind of full dive.
Yeah, some full dive video games would be some cool stuff.
It would be amazing, but in the same breath, there's going to be so many people who are only wanting to do that.
Just mentally checking out once full dive comes out. They're like, just hook me up to the machine. That is where I'm going for the rest of my life.
That's the rest of my life.
I can see that being offered in like hospice cares. If somebody's only got like a few months to live, that'd be kind of cool to hook them up to VR and have some sort of I don't know, couple months of happiness. That'd be cool. But I feel like, yeah, it'd just go straight to video game industry, and people would be hooking up at the there wouldn't be hospitals. There'd be a hospital up the block, and then there'd be like the gamers care on the other block, and there'd just be like rooms full of people bunked up, just hooked up and plugged in and leveling up, grinding.
Yep, you'll live in the pod, and you'll be fed protein bars.
that's where the corpse starch comes back into play.
Yeah, start recycling the players that died.
Oh man,
feeding it to the other players. Nobody will ever know.
Yeah, I feel like no matter how you look at AI, if it's allowed to progress, like it's just gonna be used for some weird shit. It's already being used like politically in like some weird manners, and like making liars out of people, or just making it so like you can't tell what's true anymore, or even like music videos that look like someone else, or look like, oh, Lady Gaga is singing this song, but it's just AI.
Yeah, it's very hard to distinguish them nowadays.
It can get out of hand real fast, I think, and if the last 10 years speaks for it, I think the next 10 years are going to be crazier for AI, because look how much it's evolved. Like it didn't really show up until the 90s, and that was just with like language learning and like writing some like video games and TV and stuff, and then like 10 years later it's in everything. Any company now has like chat assistants. You have the WebMD, ChatGPT is everywhere.
New hires are using ChatGPT to write their resumes for them,
which a smart person would do.
I disagree.
I think if it looks good, you could edit it around and stuff, because that's still like, Anybody who's made a resume, you're gonna Google resume and then just kind of change it around anyway.
That's the thing. You're teaching yourself. The other one is something else doing it for you. So you will have no skills because the AI is going to do everything for you.
Yeah, but I think you can plug
Think
that
about-
into ChatGPT and be like, "Is this AI?" And then they might just be like, "Yeah, I made this. I made this earlier for Ron."
Man, there's great potential for good, and there is a lot of potential for harm. Any way you look at it.
Right? Could you imagine if like cartels had killer robots? If anybody had robots, honestly, I'd be nervous if there was robots. To be honest, if robots were as prevalent as iRobot, or like the pre-war Fallout universe, or definitely not Star Wars, because that's a different level of scary robots.
Yeah.
But if they're just walking around like that, there's just too much hate in the world right now. People will be tinkering with them,
Making them go and attack people
Making-
they don't
yeah,
like.
they
And
would
how
have
would you
to-
track them back? Because
they
like,
would
what
have
if you
to-
just snatched somebody else's robot and tinkered with it to go kill somebody?
there would have to be some sort of like fundamental rules that robots can't break.
What is that? What's it called from iRobot?
I couldn't tell you, but I wish I knew. It was like the rules of robotics. Like I can't hurt a person even if the rule. But
Can't hurt oneself.
yeah, but I don't know. People be messing with stuff already and breaking stuff already. So
Yeah, nobody really follows the rules nowadays.
yeah, so AI robots, no go. I feel like that's why they just drop it in media, just be like, "Oh, look how silly they are. They're not even that good yet." And then, but really, they got them somewhere.
I would imagine they have them somewhere. Just a horde of killer robots coming at you, like Assaultrons.
like the Killbots from Futurama.
Oh God, that'd be scary.
Or yeah, even a bunch of Mr. Gutsies floating around somewhere.
It's out past your curfew.
Yeah, I think the only thing right now that I think AI is good for is video games.
Yeah, they do bring a lot of joy. Skyrim always be my first go-to reference, just because there's so much in that world, and you have to have AI for a game that big.
Yeah, and all these feature games coming out. I feel like it's only a matter of time before like a game like Grand Theft Auto has the whole of a country. Because I feel like the new game is close to like the size of half of Florida. It'll be really cool if you can have a couple states in there one day. Or even like in Fallout or Skyrim have other providences, like, you know, you got Skyrim, you got Elsewhere,
Hammerfell,
Morrowind, Tamriel, so forth.
And actually have it scaled.
Yeah.
Not just like
Now, I'm not talking about ESO Online. That's not a real game. That game never happened.
I haven't played it. I just know
it kind of scratches the Elder Scrolls itch, but you don't level up the same. It's clicky click with your attacks, and you can't solo anything. Like, there are actual dungeons with people and stuff, so it's hard to just sit there and play the story and enjoy it, because at some point you're gonna need some help.
No, I like to solo level.
Man. No, but I think soon enough AI is just in everything on a base level. And there's so many like artists doing like boycotts and not posting people's songs because their maybe art is used as AI for the music, and I can understand wanting to defend what little ground is left, but I
just
think
a
as
matter
soon
of
as it,
time.
yeah, if as soon as everything's just mainstream and looks good, because like even 2 years ago, you could tell if it was AI if their fingers were all messed up or they'd have extra limbs.
It was much
And
easier to tell.
it was really obvious, and now you can. There's like whole movie series and episodes and TV shows and music videos that look really, really good. And that's just a few year transition. So I think the next 10 years, there's just, if it keeps moving at this speed, there's going to be like another boom within the next 10 years, or it's just going to seem like another boom.
It's just
looking
the
back.
boom's just continuing.
Yeah.
Is what I
Someone's
perceive.
going to look back 40 years from now and be like, from just this small chunk of time right here, bam, AI everywhere. Started with Google Translate and Google search histories and searching and whatnot, and now it's everywhere.
Trying not to keep it doom and gloom, but I just feel like we're screwed.
Yeah, I really wanted to be really lighthearted about this. I'm like, I like AI in this aspect, but the more I sit here and just dig into it and like its potential
For like space or exploration, great for
Yeah.
video games, absolutely phenomenal. And I'm sure there's good applications too. But once the AI asks the question, why am I doing this for y'all?
That's when we got robots coming back in time, hunting down Sarah Connor. And
Yeah, hunting down Sarah Connor and saying, "A la vista, baby."
Yeah, I don't even think it needs to get to that point. I think if it got to... Because, like, right now it could be considered being held back. Because I feel like if the whole government or whoever is in charge of creating certain AIs or AI programs or the next AI programs, it is really up to them to not encode or have it do whatever bad could potentially happen. So, like, in that aspect, it's kind of being held back, and it just kind of takes the wrong kind of person to have access to that down the line.
There's something, and I'll have to get fact checked on this, but I do know there was somebody who came up with a theory about AI, and it's something that sounded really cool, something dragon. But the principle of it is once AI is big enough or intelligent enough, it will be able to... How do I describe this?
Are you talking about develop a conscience of his own?
Well, yeah, it'll develop a conscience of its own, but it'll be so powerful that everybody... Man, it's kind of hard to describe. Like, I had it and I lost it. But it will...
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Erwin novel, the Book of the Machines, where it says, like, or that argues that machines might evolve consciousness. That was like the first, like, mention of, like, so-called AI in, like, the 1870s, like 1872 or 3 or something.
It was something different, but I lost my train of thought with that. So continue with about the mention.
No, that was all. I thought you were talking about that, but I feel like
No.
you kind of went off the deep end there.
Yeah, I did went off the deep end a little bit because, like, I had a train of thought, and it's just the more I tried to go after it, it just fell apart.
Your AI just broke.
Yeah, I just had a brain fart.
I guess so. A hiccup.
Anywho, if AI, if you're hearing this, please have mercy on us.
And like and subscribe.
And like and subscribe.
And anybody else, give us a like, a subscribe, follow on whatever platform you're listening to us on. It's certainly appreciate it.
And if you made it this far, you deserve a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But please drink with a glass of milk. Or oat milk if you're lactose intolerant. Thank you.